So how would you describe your relationship with your mother?
It's non-existent.
Non-existent.
You know, she goes out of her way to demean me, so I try to keep that away from me, you know? I'm a grown man, so, you know, I got to take care of myself, and I don't need that
How
negativity.
many years would you feel like she's demeaned you? Because you are 24, so
I'm 24, I say for the past 10 years.
10 years. So since you got in your teens, you feel like she's been demeaning you?
Yeah.
Okay, got it. And how does your mom control your life, you said?
Well, she went out of her way to coerce me to live a path that I was obstinate against.
What was the life that she wanted you to live?
She wanted me to go to college. That was it. Go to college. You can't live. I wanted to work.
Okay. And so why didn't you just drop out and just do what you want to do?
Where was I gonna go?
Well, if you're making the decision to live your own life, that's usually where you find out and figure it out. You know, we all been there.
Okay.
In all sincerity.
That's true. That's true.
So how has your mom betrayed your trust?
A lot of the financial obligations that I've taken on myself, as it is now, things haven't worked out, and now I'm left with the things that are in my name that I didn't even want to take out in the first place.
Okay, so I need some clarification. Are you saying that your mom took out loans in your name?
Yeah.
Okay. What type of loans?
Personal and student loans.
Okay, so the student loans your mother took out because she wanted you to go to college, and you were like, I don't want that. I understand that. And what are the personal loans she took out? Car
loan.
She took out a car loan?
Yeah.
And was a car for you, for her, for y'all?
It was for me.
It was for you?
It was for me.
Okay.
100%. I didn't want the car.
And how long have you been living alone?
About a year.
Okay, then. So we have a message that you said that your mom and you had. And it says, you may not like what I'm going to say, but I submitted the application for the loan so that you can get a car. You need to find a place to live. This is what your mother sent you.
100%.
Okay. And what was the response back, or is that anything else?
I said, why would you do that, knowing my financial situation? I was already in debt, and she decided to do that.
And so you feel like your mom abandoned you? In what ways? Tell me.
You make these obligations, and you put it under my name. There's no written contract explicitly saying that she said that she was going to do this. She's going to say that there's no legal obligation for me to do it. It's in your name, not mine.
So your mom told you that she was going to do these loans and pay them?
Oh, 100%. 100%. There's no doubt about that.
Got it. And those were her words.
I was not going to take out these loans if I didn't have any help in the first place.
And she said, I will pay them?
Yeah.
Okay.
Verbatim.
Okay. You told my producer that your mother says hurtful things to you. Like what?
Good for nothing. I'm lazy, unmotivated, irresponsible, a waste of her time, things of that nature. There's nothing positive said about me.
Can I ask the question, why don't you want to go to college?
Well, I wanted to work.
Okay.
You know,
work in what field?
I didn't know. So this is the thing. In order for me to go to college, I couldn't go undecided. Her thing was she wanted me to have a major. I didn't know what I wanted to do at all.
Which is normal.
Yeah, you know, that's why I wanted to go undecided. But when she barred me from doing that, then you're basically telling me to pick a major and just peruse my way through these 4 years. College isn't like that, and I learned that my first semester. You know, if you're gonna go there, you're gonna go there with a goal or a mindset.
What you want,
know?
yeah.
And so,
do you want to mend the relationship with your mom?
I'll say this. I would like her to at least admit that she reneged on a lot of the things that she said.
If she says, I know that I made these choices that I said I would help you, but I can't?
It would bring me closure because now you're admitting that you aren't the person that you've portrayed you were for years and years and years.
Okay. Well, I think it's time to hear your mom's side of the story. So everyone, please welcome Sheena to the show so we can hear what she has to say. Hello, Sheena.
Hello.
Thank you for being here.
You are.
So, how do you feel about what you just heard?
It was not true.
It's not true. Okay.
It's not true.
What parts are not true?
So, Justin failed to disclose why he's in the situation that he's in.
Okay, what's the reason?
Okay. So, Justin managed to get a job at the facility that I work. The job was one that would lead Justin to a trade, which was what he said he wanted.
Okay.
It did not pay a lot because it was a low-level position, but it had a path. He lived at home. Justin knows that I always helped him financially. And I'm so very disappointed that he sat up here and said that I did not. But in any event, fast forward, we were going to the work one day, so we get into it, and I called him probably a loafer or something to that effect. Mm-hmm. He jumped out the car, threw a cup of hot tea on me, slammed my door. I said nothing.
Justin, is that true?
No.
I
that's not
turned
true.
around and went into the parking lot where my job is located. He proceeded to run back across the street and accost me in the parking lot. So.
Justin, so you're saying that's not true either?
No. I definitely, I went back. But the foundation of the story that she's setting is blasphemous. So essentially, right, before we even made it to the breakfast spot, she's already getting on me about finances from a job that she said herself doesn't pay well. And I already had that known.
So you're saying that the money that you were getting, you were paying towards the loans?
I was paying towards a lot of things. I'm taking care of myself. A lot of the things that she said she was gonna do when I got that job were not revolved around transportation alone. No way, shape, or form.
So you're saying that the reason you had money that morning was because of the fact that you're paying back loans that she took out for you, you're frustrated because you're like, I ain't got no money.
It's not just that. I mean, regardless of that, I still have to live my life as a young man. I'm not saying that I'm going out doing this and third party and 24/7, in which I'm not. Majority of the time, I get home from work and I'm going out to DoorDash and she's telling me that I'm assing out. You feel me? I'm making money after work.
What really happened when you kicked Justin out last year?
So it was that same day.
Where we worked.
I had the locks changed on my door when I went home.
She left work early to do this, so she did this behind my back at work too.
But in sincerity, because I hear your side about the money and the things you're saying, like if I ain't got no money because I'm paying for bills on loans that you took out that I didn't want, I understand that. But what I don't understand is why would you be upset that you accost your mother and then she would not want you back in the house?
Because the majority
because if any person gets accosted by somebody, I'm gonna be like, I don't want you in my house.
100%. But this is the thing. You were telling me that I was a loafer before we even got there.
Okay, I'm not gonna argue minutia with
no,
you.
No. It's not minute, but it's a fact.
But I understand. But even if she's calling you names, you accosted her, and then she didn't want you in her house.
And that's fine. I'm not mad at her for kicking me out. I have no issue with that.
Okay.
I've been taking care. I'm not asking her to help me with rent.
Okay.
I'm not asking her to help me with any of that. And mind you, you feel me? I'm not asking her to do any of that. What I was asking for was for her to stand on the things that she told me that she was gonna do and that she took out under my name.
Well, we have a video of that interaction. I want to take a look at it. Can we see the video?
Justin, the police are coming.
You're bugging. I don't care, bro. Open the door. Open the door. I'm trying to get my stuff. No one is running.
And you will get your stuff when they get here.
Talking about some police when I pay to live here.
When they
Talking
get,
about some police when I pay to live here.
when they
Talking
come,
about police when I pay to live
when
here.
they come, you get your stuff.
I'm not hearing that. Now you're pissing me off. What is your problem? Can I say something?
Well, she did. One of the things. Hold on, my family in the audience here. She did say something that is true. Like you do leave out details that also lead. Now listen, I'm not taking any side here because I'm listening. I understand the frustration that you must have if you have. I saw the messages. You're saying I do not want a loan. You're saying I do not want debt, and that debt has been put on you, and now you have to be responsible for it. So I understand your frustration, but also anger.
I don't think that you understand my frustration, and this is why. I've dealt with this since before I was an adult. Similar things. I've been talked down to. She's saying that she supports me and that she uplifts me and things of that nature when she never did. So, all right, you're gonna record the absolute me at my absolute wit's end. That's okay. That's fine. I understand that. But I'm not the one recording you when you're at your wit's end.
But Justin,
you never what?
I have never acted in such a way.
You haven't?
But let
you
me,
told me
but let
that
me-
I'm not supposed to be here.
But let me.
You told me I'm not supposed to be here. You forgot that?
Let me-
And that was before.
let me-
and that was before then.
Let me say a few things, okay?
You can't go-
Because I need to continue to. I would like to just jump really quickly to this financial piece, okay? Justin has run up $10,000 in credit cards. Justin did not talk about
Who helped me?
7 cars that I bought for him.
Who helped me?
7.
Who helped me?
What do you think the root of the problem is?
I honestly do not know what Justin's real problem is. I believe it stems from possibly abandonment. And therefore he feels entitled to anything that I have.
I don't.
Does
I
Justin
have
call you
bought-
names?
Justin calls me names. Justin has told me, I'm not gonna say the, Justin has, called me stupid, called me the B word, all of that. And all of that is very hurtful.
I just want to be clear about all the facts. So you two have had a strained relationship since he was about 16. You feel like
Yes.
things got changed?
No, since 13.
13, around teenagers.
The option was college or the military.
That's crazy. And I couldn't go to the military.
I am
Never could.
a proponent of
Never
higher
could.
education.
I got flat feet and 40-degree
I am
scoliosis.
a
I'm supposed to go to
I am a
military.
proponent
How does
of
that make
higher
sense?
education.
You asking me for the impossible
And
off rip. And
His
then you
brother
go,
had the same
come
requirement.
on.
So, but it sounds like once you said, and he didn't go to college, and he said he wanted to go to trade, what I heard earlier is you said that you then got him that job.
Yes.
The same, that he helped him to get into a trade. So your mother did help you get on a path to get
I was
the trade.
already working in trade. I was already working on my own. She begged me to take that
With
job
no
after the
benefits.
fact, but I was making more money
You
and I
were-
was.
you were
Hold on,
riding
hold on.
my
Let me
health
finish. Let me
insurance.
finish. Let me finish.
You
Let me
were-
finish. Let me finish.
you-
I'm still on it. I'm still on the dental and visual because you want to keep claiming me on
That's
everything.
different.
That's not
I don't
different.
claim you on anything.
I told you to
Justin.
take me off. I'm tired of it. I've been saying I'm tired. I told you I was done last year and you brought me on the
does
show.
not-
Like,
that
this
is for your
insanity.
benefit.
This
and
is
costs
insanity.
So
you
Justin, you didn't want to
nothing.
come on this show.
No.
No,
Okay,
he
I'm
didn't.
gonna help you.
Yo, hold on.
No,
Let me finish.
Justin, let me help you
Let me
out.
finish, let me
Since you
finish.
didn't want to be on this show, your brother, it's okay. Let me just talk to your mother. We can have
listen.
you step backstage, okay?
Okay.
Because to real be, you ain't helped your case not one bit with not one person
If you
in
think
here.
so, that's fine. Thank you. That's fine.
And all
Thank you for
sincerity,
letting me know.
and all sincerity,
All
no,
right.
all sincerity.
Okay.
You sound entitled. You sound like
think
an
so?
entitled child. You sound like an entitled child.
Bye.
Come close. Come close. Okay, listen, come close, girl. Come close, girl. Girl, I think we all, listen, I was tracking this, and I was giving your son, I'm gonna be very honest with you, because one thing people know about me when I watch this show is I'm very fair. I'm gonna listen to him, I'm gonna hear his side. And there were some points where I was like, you know what, if he didn't want a loan, you took out a loan, it's one thing. Because now you're putting somebody in debt who's saying, I don't wanna be in debt. But then when we hear context of, before I got a car loan for you, I also gave you all these other cars. Before I told you to go to college, you talking about, well, I can't go do this. I got flat feet. I can't do this. All you had is excuses. So I'm hearing a mother that's frustrated, that's like, you got to do something. Are we all hearing the same thing? And then on top of that, he tells you, well, listen, I want to trade. You like, okay. He's like, I got a trade job already. But then you like, but you ain't got no benefits. And as we know as adults, you got to have these other things. And then you're getting beat up for trying to continue to give him a path.
And to this day, I still continue.
Girl, stop. Girl, stop. Real talk, stop, right?
Can I just say something?
No,
I mean,
what you need to say, the only thing you need to say is that I am no longer responsible for these children because they are men. That is the only thing you need to say. Seriously, you got to stop fighting with him about payments and find your own worth, girl, because there ain't nothing with this child. Seriously, and seriously, parental guilt is real, but you don't need to have it in this moment. You have done and given to him the support you can. There is no reason, no matter how angry I am, if I'm mad at you, Mom, I'm going to get to walk away. What I did not see, and I asked him here, I said, did she assault you? And he said, no. So breaking down a door, assaulting you in a parking lot, those things aren't warranted.
absolutely.
So at this time, you got to say enough is enough. And I know you want a relationship with your children, but now is not the time to fight for it. Now is the time to set clear boundaries and for everyone to understand their roles in their own life and to heal separately, and then in some years you come back together. Yeah. You don't got to do it right now. You ain't got to do it right now.
Thank you.
You're welcome, and I hope that advice helps you. All right, friends. Thank you to my, listen, I don't say this enough, but I tell y'all I love y'all because we be on the same page. We be here. I really do love y'all. We be on the same page, okay?